The creation of Adam. If you move your eyes now to the fourth panel, you will see probably the most iconographical painting in the Christian West, Michelangelo's Creation of Adam. The panel is divided diagonally into two groupings of forms, united by outstretched arms. The passive form is all but engulfed in the primordial matter of the universe, and the primordial ooze, Adam, is receiving the spark of activity, spiritual life. He is receiving his structure, which will order matter into the shape of his body, and he is receiving the consciousness, by which he will have relation to the pure activity of God. The Father, meanwhile, is suspended by cherubim, engulfed by his own pink robe. Now look at this grouping as a single object, and you will see it outlines the shape of the organ of thought, the brain, having the cerebral cortex arch across the top and the brainstem down at the bottom right. This expresses Michelangelo's own Neoplatonic philosophical understanding of God, in which the true forms exist in the mind of God. See track Neoplatonic for more details. In the mind of God, you will notice that he has his hand wrapped around a woman and is touching a child. These characters are debated to be either Eve and her firstborn son Cain, or Mary and Jesus. For our purposes, we can rest content with the assertion that they depict the archetypes of femininity and family, which pre-existed in the mind of God, and whom God will soon create. The emphasis of the painting is Adam's relationship to God, the relationship of the I to the thou. The Christian God is Trinitarian, meaning three persons of one substance. Because love does not exist by itself, the divine creativity is generated by the dynamic energy of the Father loving the Son being identified as Son from his eternal obedience to the Father, and the Spirit of love being their relationship. It is precisely this Godhead's dynamicism which God is giving to Adam when he creates him in his image. He is creating Adam to love. And in the mind of God pre-exists the simple community of Eve and Cain, when combined will also be three. The community of love that will be Adam's gift of family. The divine mind also symbolizes the gift of intellect given to Adam and humanity. The capacity to know immortal truths, found in such simple equations as 1 + 1 = 2. A mathematical truth that will always be true, even if all humanity were hypothetically extinct. This thus indicates the essential characteristic of man's mind, able to relate to eternal realities. This is the gift of the immortal soul, which diffuses throughout all of man's activity and gives his body unique, beautifying perfection. The greatest of these immortal truths is the mystical contact with the Thou, who, outreached, gives himself, not as object to be known, but as the unique Thou, the simultaneous giver of the world, the family, and existence, a gift of self-possession to Adam, who, within this gift, gives also the domain. From Adam's domain he reaches with the wholeness of his being to the Thou, in this unconscious love, like a plant to the sun, to be infused with moral consciousness of the good, his arm expressing the embodiment of the will. Adam's expression, you can see, has the face of awakening from nothingness of consciousness. The desires, the passions, the volition and intellect are all incarnated into his finite being, and all directed towards the ultimate good and end of his whole being, God. This relation to the Thou, the stand the subject here Adam takes in the Thou's presence, is the mode, the identity, the very divining act of the person within existence. The personhood of Adam is manifest in how the Thou is encountered, where his life is the extension of the incarnate spirit toward the Thou.